Good afternoon, teacher. Today we are going to talk about when is a pandemic over and how fast a vaccine can be made by Lucy Wishka and me, Erika Santamaria.
Okay, before the start, I would like to mention that the pandemic was a difficult time for everyone around the world due to the isolation, fear, and economic. So, where the people have to had to adapt themselves to the new lifestyles, living with a lot of anxiety or depression. So, I think that currently the pandemic uh, has affected for our both mental or emotional health for fear or losing their jobs or acquiring this virus. Likewise, I think that the most of us to try to avoid getting infected. So we need to adapt these new lifestyles by continuous use of the mask, antibacterial hair or alcohol, and that we had used the social distance with other people.
Yes, Lucy, I agree with you. Let me add something that when it's called pandemic, a pandemic is called when a virus spreads fast around the world, and it is what happened with SARS-CoV-19, where a world war had to paralyze all their activities, they changed totally their day-to-day and work life. Lucy,
Yes, 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 Erika.
yes, Lucy, I have a question for you. When is a pandemic over? What do you think about this according to the videos?
Okay, as the video said, for example, the government or the communities and it should have to, to reduce the spread of this virus to allow time for research site to produce a vaccine. So the idea was to avoid the virus from the host everywhere throughout the quarantine, social distance, and travel restrictions. So the most important activity or actions was the use of the mask. This it is essential. So I don't know maybe what is your point of view about it.
Yes, Lucy, all the things that you mentioned are important to don't forget to wear a mask, alcohol, and have a social distance. Also, the most important thing that the pandemic is over when all the people are vaccine. Also, that that all the days goodbye to the pandemic. A time has passed
Mm,
where it returned to normally.
okay, may I something, Erika? I forgot in this part. For example, at the beginning of the pandemic, all the people ask themselves the question is, what is the when is the pandemic over? For example, but I remember that the the most of the people is said the antidote of the vaccines that each person needs in order to reduce the spread of this virus. But it was disappear that case that I think that we have to learn to live with with this virus as well as the common flu that we currently have in the instead that the vaccines are created.
Yes, Lucy. What do you think about the three types that is to know about the vaccine, to develop a vaccine?
Yes, in this part, the vaccine development it's so difficult for the scientifics. No, not this easy. And also, according to the information obtained before, there are three phases in the where the first stage, for example, the scientifics examine in the lab the, the specific. The specific samples, the specific sample, and also in order to go on to the clinical testing in where their safety and efficacy and side effect are evaluated in different people. So and the last part, they have a or they obtain the production of the correct vaccines, where are distributed all the people around the world. So that that is a good information for all of us. Um,
I think that this three phase is most important to develop a vaccine, where it is important to examine and determine how effective can be to apply, where a number of studies arise and it's necessary to do the different tests in order to apply to the humanity.
okay. Yes, and it's also it's important mention to the vaccine, or a good vaccine take a long time, because in the video said that it takes from 15 to 20 years old, all the process, or a good process to obtain the correct vaccine. But however, in that time, or in that case, the vaccine that has been developed in the short time, it's not good, because the virus can develop again inside the people. I think that I don't know if you think too, or you have another idea about this part.
Yeah, Lucy, I consider the time to have and choose a vaccine is more easy, but I think that this vaccine that have now in their country, that is, I think that is to reduce the numbers of the people that have COVID-19. And Lucy, what are the risks and benefits of finding the antidote for the COVID-19 pandemic?
Mm, okay. Okay. Also, in that case, there are, as I mentioned before, or the develop of this the great vaccine is so difficult, but for that reason, there are disadvantage maybe. So in that sense, for example, in that first stage, maybe in the first stage, the scientifics try to focus on the intensity of the human response, or try to establish that the vaccine is safe or effectively for the people. So, and also I remember that in the second stage, the correct vaccines needs to be determined, the right dosage to all the population. So, I remember that it is the maybe the disadvantage, because it's so difficult it is to determine the specific or the correct vaccine for the population. And as we can notice in that the advantage in that case maybe is the reduce reduce mm, reduce the progress of this virus, because the most of the people maybe it's here safe when this vaccine.
Yes, Lucy, I think for now that different kind of vaccine have emerged where people have chosen the decision to be inside. For that reason is to people, however, that think that whether of the effects to the short time was used to create this vaccine that you can mention that part. However, it's having a good result, even though people didn't believe but it's evident that the more people are vaccinated, the fewer deaths there have been.
Yes, Erika. Finally, I also the main purpose maybe is to introduce the virus within our body, which is our body receives information to create a new antibodies with a specific vaccines in all the people. So
Yes,
nothing else. Thank you so much.
yes, Lucy, thank you so much for your opinions. That's all for our presentation.